And welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, the government and opposition remain at odds over what should be included in the constitutional reform process.
The issues were again raised at the Joint Select Committee meeting reviewing the constitutional reform bill.
And as you will hear in this report from Dwayne Anderson, the final appellate court remains at the center of the disagreement.
The government must answer this question and explain its insistence on a piecemeal approach, which could only be premised on a lack of self-respect and shamelessness.
Stinging words from the opposition leader. The opposition lawmakers do not want the constitutional reform process to go any further until a decision is made about which court will be Jamaica's final appellate court. And if that is not done, Mr. Goding explained, the PNP is prepared to walk away.
The fundamental question of access to justice in the interests of the Jamaican people must be addressed first. As such, as from the adjournment of this morning's meeting, we may ask to be excused from further participation in this committee, pending the answers to these questions being given to the public by the Prime Minister.
Legal and Constitutional Affairs Minister Marlene Malahoo Fort explained the administration is not interested in a tug-of-war with the PNP over the final appellate court. It simply wants to approach the reform process on a stage-by-stage basis, and this stage is for removing the king as head of state and making Jamaica a republic. Then, at a future time, the final appeal court matter will be addressed.
We do not share the view that this is a piecemeal approach at all. We are saying that we are implementing the reform goals in phases, because if we bite off more than we can chew, we may choke. And we certainly do not want to throw our system into chaos.
Asking for the discourse about the CCJ is a small point in terms of time and in terms of process. But it is of significance nationally. People should at least understand why the government has so many reservations about the CCJ, and why it is that the government seems to be wedded to the Privy Council as the final court of appeal.
In any event, some government lawmakers reasoned Jamaica's position would not be novel, as Trinidad and Tobago retains the UK Privy Council as its final appeal court, and that country is a republic. They also warned that should Jamaica miss this chance, Jamaica could allow the next generation of British monarchs to be heads of state.
It would be a shame if we do not deal with it and another 30 years pass and we still have the monarch, which I have been developing that sense of foreboding, that 30 years from now, His Majesty King George would be still our head of state. And that idea is distinctly frightening to me, but apparently not to others.
The final decision on these matters will be made by the Jamaican people by way of a vote in the referendum. But it is unclear when that will be, as by the lawmakers' own admission, time is running out on this stage of the constitutional reform process, given the life of the parliament is coming to an end as the general election is near. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.